This spring, the Hancock Historical Museum is teaming up with the best microbrewery in Ohio to bring you a little local history with your favorite local brews. We're sharing the backstory behind some of Findlay Brewing Company's most popular historically inspired beers. Each week, we'll feature a different brew, and FBC will donate a portion of the sales of that beer for the week to the museum. Shop local and support your local museum, all while enjoying some great beer during History and Hops.
General Hull's march from the Scioto to the Maumee River at the beginning of the War of 1812 brought two military posts to Hancock County, Fort Findlay and the lesser-known Fort Necessity. Fort Necessity was built in Madison Township in the southernmost part of the county. It was a very small fort consisting of a stockade, a blockhouse, and a few cabins. The soldiers camped there, referred to it as Fort Mud due to the persistent rain and swampy conditions.
Fort Necessity was created to store ammunition and food for the troops while they built a road from Fort MacArthur in present-day Kenton north to Detroit. During a break in the weather, the men were able to make a 3-day journey north where they began construction of Fort Findlay. This fort, built on the southern bank of the Blanchard River, had 4 two-story blockhouses for artillery and several small cabins for housing the soldiers. The walls of the stockade were upright logs approximately 10 foot high, with the main gate on the west side and a ditch running the length of the front. The soldiers cleared the trees around the stockade to give themselves a better vantage point. 2 days after arriving, Hall's army moved north, leaving 13 men to complete and garrison the fort under the command of Captain Arthur Thomas. The men decided to name the new fort in honor of their commanding officer, Colonel James Findlay, though he marched on with Hall's army and never saw the fort completed.
The only image we have of Fort Findlay was made by Dr. Albert Lineweaver, a local physician and artist who drew the fort from the descriptive memory of Squire Carlin. Carlin was an early settler who saw the fort when he first came to Findlay in 1812. The fort never saw official combat, only small skirmishes, and was used mostly as a supply depot. A diary of an unidentified soldier stationed first at Fort Meigs and later Fort Findlay described his time here as a sort of vacation, full of fishing and hunting. The fort was garrisoned until 1815 when it was abandoned. Today, a marker at the northwest corner of South Main and Front Streets in downtown Findlay commemorates the original location of the fort.